What's going on, guys? Clockie clocking in. I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct. That's right, the Nintendo Direct. It's already out of the news cycle, and here I am talking about why. Because I'm kind of sad. Can I tell you guys why I'm sad? I love video games. I love watching people play video games. I love playing video games. I love watching people talk about playing video games. You probably do too. That's why you're here. And video games are fun when people can enjoy them. But recently, video games, they're not available as much as they used to be. They're a scarce resource. Or are they? Well, in Nintendo's case, they seem to think they are. Because they are making weird decisions and making things cost, I think, too much. I think we're getting to the point now, it's been too much, I think. But we overlooked it, and I don't want to be overlooking it anymore. I'm getting kind of tired of being thrown things in my face and then being expected to pay for them. I'm not going to pay for everything, and that's my choice as a consumer, and it's yours too. But I want to make sure you know what's going on before you spend your almighty dollar, because it's important out there. It's important to know what's good and what's not good. So I just wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct because... All right, so they talked about Mario, for the first 15, 20 minutes of the Direct. It's fun. The movie seems cool. I'm hoping Rosalina, it's probably gonna be Zendaya, or someone said Florence Pugh. I could see that. I could also see for Rosalina, maybe they go with I'm trying to think, Sofia Vergara. I don't know, man. Is that her name? I could be botching the heck out of her name, but you know who I'm talking about from Modern Family. Probably her. Who knows? But I'm excited for that. I think that will be a fun movie. There was tennis. Are you guys really going to spend I'm sorry, this is probably going to be the whole thing. But are you really going to spend $70 on tennis? You could go get rackets and a bunch of tennis balls and find a local park. And I think you'd probably have more fun. Whatever the heck the tennis is supposed to be. There's a flame shot. I don't know. I've never been into this. Maybe people are super into this, but are you really going to tell me you're $70 into Mario Tennis for real? I mean, if you are, more power to you. But not me, not for me. But that's fun, whatever. It's got DK's new design. By the way, DK's new design is not bad. I'm getting tired of people saying that. It's okay. It's all right. It's not that bad. Come on. What else did they talk about? They talked a lot about, so Mario Galaxy is getting a remake. I was excited. I was like, oh, cool. I was really excited. I haven't played Mario Galaxy in forever, and I was like, I'd love to play it on the Switch. That sounds like a fantastic time. How much is it? It's going to be a decent price, right? It's going to make sense because it's an old game that I could probably just, unfortunately, do, something else with on a different, console or computer, perhaps. I'm not even going to say it, but, I could do that. But if you guys make it affordable for me to purchase the product, and I'm going to probably buy it. But when you price me out of that, so it's $70 if you want to play Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 on your Switch. That's it. You could literally, I was looking it up. You can go to eBay. You could buy a Wii, a controller, and Super Mario Galaxy 1 or 2. You have to pick one. But you could buy all that for $100. It's $30 short. You could just go get a Wii. And you can do a ton of stuff with the Wii now. It's actually really simple and fun to do. There's tons of tutorials online for it. You'd be better off than buying. I mean, if you're I don't even know, yeah, you can get them separately for $40. So if there's one you like way more than the other one, the option is there, which is nice. If you don't feel like going out of your way to do, what I'm talking about, then, you're okay. But I still think $40, that's a lot. That's a lot. For a game that came out, it's a lot. And I don't even know if they're really remastering it. I'm sure it's just up-resed. I'm sure they're just taking textures and going, oh, look, they look a little more polygony because it's in 1080p or whatever. Okay, cool, great. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. Not at all. I mean, if it was a remaster, then I'd be okay. If they'd put effort into making the product, I'd be about it. But do I think they've made effort, making this product? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Probably not. No, probably not. Not $40 worth of effort. I mean, if you think about it, cannot have been that hard. So, yeah, I don't know. It's something. It's definitely something. What I was surprised by was the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition stuff. I kind of think the Switch 2 edition thing, I thought we were just gonna have a couple of those, and now there's more and more coming out, and I'm not the biggest fan because it's them repackaging a game, which, to be fair, there were like, I feel like everybody I feel like owned a Switch, but I'm sure there were some games people didn't get because they were like, who cares? You know, I'd rather it look better. And these games probably do look better on Switch 2. Like Mario Wonder probably looks incredible on Switch 2, straight up. But it has all these like fun little mini games. I don't know what the price of it is yet. That's the biggest issue with a lot of the things I've been talking about. I'm sure you're noticing a trend. But it was at least like fun to watch. Like I still had a good time looking at it and going, oh, you know, this actually seems like a neat thing. So I was actually surprised by that. All the multiplayer modes and stuff. Looks like a really good time. So, oh, maybe it'll be good. If it's $30 though, I'm gonna be like, it's not $30 good. You know what I mean? Oh man. So yeah, all in all, then they had the talking flower that I thought was funny. I think it's supposed to, they said how much that thing was gonna be. It's like 40-50 bucks. It's dumb, but if it really does just randomly say stuff to you, just like on a timer or whatever, that's kind of fun. It's a little expensive, but it's kind of fun. So, I can meet you in the middle when it comes to the price of things, all right? I'm a little bit of a shill, I'll admit it. But, you know, it's got to be like, I don't know, there has to be effort. You have to, like, acknowledge something. Like, yeah, we wanted Mario Galaxy, but you literally sold us 3 3D Mario games, like, however long ago. And I think those were $50 for all 3 of them. It was $50. So are you really telling me that it was harder to put Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 onto a Switch cartridge? Was it that hard? Was it really $70? No. I know it wasn't. You can't pretend to me that it was. Anyway, that was the Mario part. There were a bunch of other games that were shown. The new Yoshi game looked kind of sick. I really liked the new Yoshi game. I think it looks like a ton of fun. But I do think it suffers the price thing again. like this is such a cute little game for a kid. But if my kid wanted this, like, would I shell out $70 for some cutesy game? I mean, it's obvious that a lot of effort went into this. Once again, you know, there's a trend. It's obvious that the effort was put into this. It looks like it's fun, but I don't know if it's like a fun enough game loop. There's just not a lot of footage shown. It's hard to tell, you know, but if it is 70, I don't think that's awful. It looks fun. It's got a ton of stuff going on. It reminds me a lot of Echoes of Wisdom. It is very, if you think about it, the ability to use a bunch of different like enemies to your advantage to like traverse an area. I don't know about you, but that sounds a heck of a lot like Echoes of Wisdom. So I'm excited though. It looks fun. I'd be into it. That was a fun little Switch 2 game. I'm excited for that. I'll be honest. By the way, while we're talking about Nintendo properties, straight up, Metroid Prime 4 looks sick. I knew it looked sick. I've been looking at it. It's been looking sick. I've never played the Prime games. Am I missing out? Do I have to go find a way to go play at least the first Metroid Prime before I play Prime 4? Or do I just straight jump into Prime 4? I don't know. I love Metroid, but I've only ever been about the 2D ones. I never got into Prime. So if you guys love Metroid Prime, let me know in the comments, because apparently people love it, and I'm pumped for Prime 4, but I don't know if I'm playing it because I haven't played the other 3. So it's interesting. Okay, so there was Tomodachi Life too. I have seen clips of Tomodachi Life. I don't get it, but I get it. It's fun. It is very like Sims-esque. This one seemed like it was very Sims-esque, at least. I don't even know what the first one was like, honestly. But this one looked fun. It looked fun, but like that's the problem too, is that it just looks fun. You know, does it look like it's worth my time and money? Guys, can I? Okay, I'm beating a dead horse, guys. We got to talk about the giant elephant in the room. I keep mentioning money. Money is not an easy thing to come by. You would spend like your parents would spend like 30-40 bucks for something, and it would be an enjoyable time. And then they went up to 60, you know, and I'm talking about purely like the portable games, you know, because that's what at the end of the day the Switch 2 is. I don't know if you knew this. I can pull this out. It's portable. I can take this wherever I want, you know, but like most of the time when I think about buying games for this thing, it's when it's docked. The reason for that is because I have to look at it as a sit-down console, because that's how they price the games. Everything's priced like that. I recently I've been playing Silksong. Everyone's been playing Silksong. It's incredible. It's a ton of fun. I love it so much. I'm thinking about playing it right now. It's a blast. Silksong is an indie game made by a developer that's been working on this game for like years. Like they announced that they were working on this thing. It's been so long. And they finally came out with it, and they could have released it for more. honestly, and people would pay for it. It could have been 30. You know, they didn't. They released it for 20. Why? Because they love the game, man. They love video games. They're out here and they're doing such a good time. They're out here and they're having such a good time showing us how much fun video games can be, how much fun exploration can be, you know, how you can take jabs at players and everything in your game, not in their wallet, you know? And I don't know why, like, the reason why people are talking about it is because that's how sad it's been. We're just, everything's about whether or not we can pay for it. You know, free games exist, like gacha games and stuff, and then people can spend a little bit of money here and there, and they don't realize how much money they've spent by the end of it, which is something I've definitely done before. And money, I think, is just becoming more and more of a question mark when it comes to the games, because it's like, how much are you willing to spend for the things you do? And it's like, I think we're getting to that ceiling. I honestly do. I think we're getting to that point. Not just like with Nintendo games, but with gaming in general. I mean, Nintendo has definitely been like the biggest target for a lot of this stuff, but I think at the end of the day, it's got way more, you know, to do with just the cost of everything. So we have to be very picky about, you know, what we choose to spend money on. And I'm sure you know that as developers, and it's not their choice. It's marketing. It's, I don't know. It's some, I was going to say a bad word. I'm going to refrain. It's some loser's decision to sit there and say games should be more. And I hope that because we're paying more, that the people that deserve to get paid more are getting paid more. But I don't know that. You know, do I know that I'm paying for a better experience and that my money's going to a good place? I hope, but I don't know that. The sad part. So I just look at a lot of these Nintendo games, man, and back then they used to be fun and generally cheaper. But now it's like they're all like the same blanket, like $70, 60, 70, and like 60 was a lot at the time too. It's only $10 more, $70 is, but the more and more you see all these games, the more and more it hits. You know, I was like Mario Kart. I was okay with Mario Kart World being cheaper, but that was just because I got it bundled. Like I got that game for $50 technically, and I don't think I would have paid full price for it. $80, that's ridiculous. It's insane. It's definitely not worth it looking back now. It's worth the 50 I paid, honestly. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, I love Donkey Kong Bonanza. That game was so much fun. I do not regret a dime spent on that thing, because I'll play it again. I know I will. It was a ton of fun. It was so much fun. That game is a blast. And I think it was worth it. And then like you look at Silk Song, I thought Silk Song was worth it too. It's $20. So it's not to say that I don't think that, you know, $70 games, I don't think they're the devil, but I do think if you're going to show me a product for that much, it better be pristine. It better be top of the line. That's all I'm saying. And some of these games are like that. Like Tamagotchi Life 2 it seems like it's fun, but am I going to want to spend $70 on it? I don't know. So they showed a bunch of other games. I'm not really going to talk about them. Oh, we'll talk about Hades 2 though. Heck yeah, we got an official release date. I've been playing since like the beta's been up for a while. They haven't had the official 1.0 release yet, so I've played a decent chunk of the game back when, you know, it was like fresh, because I was really excited to play it. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait until the full release comes out. I'm not going to touch it. They're still doing changes, and I've seen the changes and they look beautiful. Hades 2 is, I'm so excited for the 1.0 release because it is really truly now a finished product. So if you've been holding off on it, waiting for it to get finished, this will be the time to get it. It's looking so polished. Very nice. I'm very pumped for it. And you know, if it was $70, I don't know if I would be. I'm just saying. Oh, okay. So Kirby Air Riders. I want to talk about Kirby Air Riders because this kind of fits into the whole price thing. We'll even talk about the Virtual Boy thing. There are these peripherals they are selling. The amiibos that are optional. Yes, I get it, but like, come on. They're packaged as part of the game, you know? Like he mentions it because, or they mention it in the direct because, you know, they're like, hey, this is a thing that makes your game be more fun. Okay, cool. How much can I have more fun with my game for? Oh, $50. That's just for one of them. Oh. Smash. Okay, when we had Smash Bros. Amiibos, when the Amiibos first came out, you could train them and it was really neat. Like there's this little toy you could get and they were like $12, I think back then, $13, which is nothing. And you can go get one or two of your favorite characters and then fight against them and then train them, and they would do dumb stuff, but you could still play against them. It was a really cool idea. I had a ton of fun with it. Do I think this game is gonna have something like that where it's the same thing? Not for $50, man. That's ridiculous. That's insane. That is nuts. I cannot believe you would price that. Also, Virtual Boy, like, yeah, you can do the peripheral cardboard thing, but like the official peripheral they want you to use for this thing is $100. It's $100. What? I don't care if you're like an enthusiast and you're like, this is probably the best way to play Virtual Boy's games. I don't think you care. I think you'd rather just own a normal Virtual Boy. $100 for it's just plastic too. Like, there's no way it enhances the way that everything works. It literally can't. It's impossible. It cannot do that at all because it just stands there. It just stands there. You put your Switch in. The Switch is the what does all the work. That's $100. Who's making these decisions? I think that's my thing too. Like, I don't even know if it's greed or if it's just like, I don't know, if it's someone out there who's really just not as smart at marketing or something. I honestly have no clue. Maybe it's because of like, there's a lot of background stuff. I won't get too much into it, tariffs and all that, but I don't, maybe they're future proofing their prices, but if this is what the prices look like in the future, I'm good. Thank you, but I'm good. So, and Kirby Air Riders, I don't know. I think the game itself looks fun. But I just got burned out on one racing game, and that game was barely worth the $50 I paid for it. I'm not gonna lie. Is this game better than Mario Kart World? I don't know. So I don't know if it's. I mean, like I said, Mario Kart World is definitely not worth $80. So is this game worth 70? I don't know, man. Not really knocking my socks off. There wasn't anything too crazy. And the first, like, I don't know, like, yeah, like, said about some of the Mario stuff. And like Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment looks fun, but once again, man, that price tag is rough. It's rough. I don't know. There are only so many things I'm willing to pay money for. Yeah. Well, speaking of, oh yeah, they had Power Wash Simulator as well. They announced like Power Wash 2 with like split screen, which is like I'm excited about actually, just to play with my wife. I'm not even kidding. And then Suika as well. Suika Galaxy looked like a ton of fun as well. Those look like a ton of fun. I thought those looked sick. Really, I really did enjoy that a lot. Oh, and then we got, okay, so I was talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza a little bit ago. It's worth the price. They came out with DLC. It's not worth the price. It's Donkey Kong Bonanza, and you can pay $20 to get into Donkey Kong's island with a bunch of like little Easter eggs. And that's it. There's no banana, no nothing. You could literally go watch a YouTube video about someone exploring DK Island and have the same experience as them. So the only thing you're really paying for is this new mode that comes with it, where it's kind of like a roguelite. But the only thing there is to work for is like costumes in the game, which I guess is okay. But like, it's definitely something that was like absolutely finished as a product, probably around when they either released the game or right before. So like, I don't know, it just doesn't scream like something that should cost money. I mean, this is like a fun little mode. Even like a lot of people have been saying Luigi's Balloon World, which back in the day used to be free. It was free. This should just be free. I hate it. Guys, I've talked a lot of crap. I want you to know something. You can see my hat. I love Pokemon. I love Ditto. I don't know if you guys do. I like Ditto, but I do. And Pokopia is I'm in. Which is like, you're like, oh, he's a Pokemon nerd. He's just gonna buy everything Pokemon. And I'm telling you, I'm getting to that. But Pokopia looks like a ton of fun. I'm sure it'll be $70. Is it? I don't know. But it does look like I'll have a good time with it. I don't know if it's worth the 70. If the barrier of entry, it's gonna be rough. I agree. The barrier of entry is pretty rough. There's no argument there. But Pokopia is just like, it's exactly what a lot of like me and a bunch of friends have really been wanting. Like an Animal Crossing / Minecraft type setting in a Pokemon world is insane. It's nuts. Before people come in with jokes about how Minecraft should sue Pokemon because Pokemon's suing everybody else, people were complaining about these patents recently, and I think it's important that you like learn about the things that you complain about on the internet. So one of the patents, people were saying it essentially like makes it so that Pokemon can own like the ability to, well, at least the way news places have made it sound, is that they're trying to patent how the whole system goes where you can catch Pokemon, or you can catch monsters and use them in battles or something to that effect, or you can summon monsters to fight for you. And that's basically what one of these patents is. It's insane. People are losing their minds. They're like, what do you mean? They're really trying to corner the market. They're trying to sue everybody. I read into the patent people are talking about. I actually pulled the patent. You can Google patents. It's like public knowledge. I looked it up. It's literally just them patenting the travel system in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is like so boring. It is like literally just the description of how you use Pokemon to traverse. And it's not that they're trying to patent like how you travel with monsters. They're literally just patenting the system they use in PLA when you go on a deer and then you fly into the sky. It's literally that. It's such a literal patent. It's not them trying to like corner the market or anything. It's them literally just saying, hey, we made this system where you can jump from animal to animal and it's pretty sick, and you can climb on to stuff with those animals, Pokemon, you know. It's not them like saying that you can, no one else can make a game where you summon monsters. They just don't want people using the exact same, like literally, like it's all very specifically stated. Like you have to show images and stuff, and the images literally look like low-res drawings of like Pokemon Legends Arceus. That's it. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that for a bit because a lot of people were making it sound like the patent was some evil thing, and then I went and read it, and I'm like, this is what are you talking about? Please, guys, if anything you see or hear on the internet makes you question for a second what's going on, or even if it sounds outrageous, look into it just a little bit, please. You'll find that what's behind the curtain is like actually way more boring than you want it to be, because it is popular to bash on Nintendo. Am I doing that? Maybe, but for different reasons. I'm not trying to make this whole thing clickbaity. It's like, oh, Nintendo's awful. I love Nintendo. I think their games are fun, and like they're some of the few most consistent, I don't know, they're one of the most consistent producers in my opinion of content. Anytime I play a Nintendo game, I have fun. It's a good time. But I feel like they're pricing themselves out of the competition. Nintendo will never be like premium gaming. They will never be worth the same price tag that a lot of these other places honestly are. I just bought Borderlands 4 recently, having a blast. I will have a blast. It will be fun for months. I will have so much fun with that game. And I'm not going to get a quality product like that. Well, I don't know what quality, but I'm not going to get a fun product like that on Switch 2, you know? Nintendo's not going to be, you know, producing something of that scale. They produce really fun, incredible games, don't get me wrong, but they're just not, I don't think they meet the prices of some of these other games on the market right now they have insane graphics or really cool animations or incredibly complex systems in which you can like shift the parts you use on a gun to make the gun act differently in the game, and then you have to pay attention to a bunch of different statistics and stuff to try to get the best gun, you know, it's a bunch of complicated stuff that I don't really see Nintendo doing often, and that's fine, but then that means you don't get to make your games expensive. But Pokopia looks like a ton of fun. I know it was a wide tangent, but I just, you know, misinformation in media, it gets me, man, every time. And then we got to talk about Pokemon Legends ZA having DLC before we even have the game. So I am not jumping to conclusions on this one. I'm just confused. I'm excited for Legends ZA. Actually, I do think it'll be a ton of fun. This is like what I've always wanted from Pokemon, like real-time battles. Are you kidding me? And a lot of these like moves that you wouldn't normally use actually have like cool effects in the game and stuff. Like you can set up, like it's clever. You can tell who's ever behind this is having a good time and is thinking about Pokemon from like a, you know, a real-time point. And I think I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm a little wary on a few aspects of the game, but I like Pokemon. I'm gonna get it, and I do think it will be fun. DLC though, I will say, historically, when Pokemon makes DLC, it's worth the price. They usually make it like, when they've been doing it's like $20, and then it's like a whole new map with like, you know, more of the same Pokemon, but it's a whole new map you can explore with some Pokemon. You know, you're going around collecting Pokemon, doing a couple of tasks and remaining things or whatever. You know, Scarlet had two, and I really liked, honestly, Scarlet and Violet, the Blueberry Academy content with the barbecue quests. If you know, you know. It was a ton of fun. I actually had a really good time. There was like a sense of community there for like a month where people were having a ton of fun trying to get enough points to unlock starter Pokemon for each area, so you can go and hunt them shiny, you know, because it's really easy to shiny hunt in Scarlet and Violet. It was fun. I had a really good time, but I don't know what this is. Mega Dimensions could be like this. It could be a whole like new map with new quests and stuff and new Pokemon and new megas, and that'll be sick. That could be really good and not, you know, not worth $30, but I don't know anything. It just, there's Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y. That's cool. Is it $30 cool? Because it's $30, by the way. So that means the whole of this experience is $100, which is once again wild. Like, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. I think there's a chance it could be fun. You know, it could throw some new energy into the game after it gets a little old. Who knows? But I don't know. I don't know. I'm overall with the ZA though. I'm excited about it, but I will say I'm not going to pre-order it. Like, I do think I will wait for some reviews and for some gameplay from other people before I make a full decision on it, because I do really want to play it, but if it's not a full experience, and it kind of feels like, you know, Mega Dimension would add enough experience to it. I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't know how to feel about it. But people jumping to conclusions saying it's the worst thing in the world. We don't know. It could be. There's a good chance it is. If this direct is to tell you anything, it is that Nintendo has interesting ideas, but they're terrible at just marketing and pricing their product. It's awful, in my opinion. It's terrible. So, and I don't even think the Switch 2 is that expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but for what it does, for what this hardware is capable of, and for, you know, what it can do, I'm going to be honest, the Switch 2 is in a great price range, you know, and it eventually will be like $400, $350, you know, $350, $400 around there. And I think that's worth it. Super worth it. And I think even now it's worth it. $450 is not bad. Trust me. When it comes to all these handhelds out here, it's not a terrible price, but the games gotta, you know, you gotta cut back on the games being so much, because I really don't think people are as willing to drop that much on a Nintendo game, man. It's you guys are just fun, but not crazy. You know what I mean? Bygone are the days where, you know, you're marketing a game because it's in 3D. Like, Nintendo used to be making these crazy things happen out of like thin air, and now they're at this point now where they're like, hey, we're just gonna make this game that's like another game. It's like two other games actually, but it's got Pokemon in it. And people are gonna eat it up, and you're right. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Oh yeah, people are like angry about Mega Stones. This isn't really a part of the direct, but people are angry that the Mega Stones you get for the Kalos starters, especially Greninja, they're locked behind like ranked battles in the game, which leads me to believe that I don't know how much of this game is going to be story, because it really seems like they're heavily hoping that they make a lot of whatever slack they think the story has up on this like fighting system they've set up. And maybe it's a ton of fun. Maybe it's totally a blast to go against your friends in like a free-for-all format. I could be misjudging how cool this battle system is going to be, but I don't know. I feel like this battle system is going to be fun at first, but I can tell it's going to have like annoying things to it. And when you're going against like AI, you can kind of, you know, understand how they're going to do stuff and hopefully like plan out stuff. But when you're going against people online and there's lag and stuff, and you're telling me I have to win matches to get the Mega Stones, that essentially content in the game, and if I don't do good enough, I have to wait to play the content I paid for. I mean, I'm all about getting good, don't get me wrong, but there are people that will miss out because they won't, either they A, don't have internet, which sucks, or B, because they're not good enough at the game to have fun with their favorite Pokemon. That's stupid. I hate that. It's like you're saying, hey, you like this Mega and that's cool, but if you're not good enough at the game, you can't use it. Oh, that's so sad. I hate that. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. Oh, Danganronpa is getting like a whole thing. I know people love Danganronpa. I never could get into it, but I know people love it. So I know y'all are eating. I'm happy for you. Monster Hunter Stories is getting a 3rd edition. That's cool. And Resident Evil is coming to the Switch too. Oh yeah. Okay. So then with the final thing that happened, which I think it's kind of weird for like a final thing, but it looks good. So I'm actually kind of excited. Fire Emblem. It's getting a new game on Switch too, which of course, Fire Emblem's been a staple ever since, Melee essentially revived it with Marth and Roy, So it was a game people kind of played, but then it really came, I think, full force over in America once we started seeing them in like Melee and Brawl and such. So that's why I started playing them. I originally knew nothing about Fire Emblem, and then I knew about Marth and Roy, so I looked into them, and I found out they had video games, and I started playing them, and they were a ton of fun. Fire Emblem is probably one of the games I've had the most fun with in my formative years. It was a blast. So I'm super pumped. It just looks like a true return to form. This looks like way more what I expected from the series, a while back. I will say the last edition was like, I don't know, man. It's too anime for me. Fire Emblem for me is like, yes, there are anime style characters, but it is at its core like this fantasy adventure. And I thought I kind of was losing that to like a sort of shonen vibe, which I don't, is getting kind of old in my opinion. So I was glad to see this because this looks a lot more like old Fire Emblem to me, and I'm excited. The story looks good. The matches, like the fights, look fun and insane. Like the fact that they're super 3D and you're just kind of zooming in on a character and watching them do some sick animation. I gotta say, it's hitting the right spots. It looks like a ton of fun, so I'm actually super pumped for that. All right, all in all, this direct was interesting. Like at first, I was like excited for all these things, but then the price came out for a lot of like each item. It's crazy how I literally went from like being so excited about a lot of the things on this list to being like, I think I'll get these, I don't know, when they are hopefully cheaper eventually. If they're never cheaper, then I'll never get them. Usually Nintendo games are like, I think one of my favorite things about Nintendo games is that they sell for a heck of a lot cheaper at used, even though they're pretty much in the same condition. So a lot of these games I think will be really easy to get used here in a couple months. And way cheaper. So that's probably how I'll be getting, a lot of these games. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but it's kind of what we're getting to. It's how I'm feeling about the product. I'm literally having so much fun with Silksong. I'm gonna have a ton of fun with Hades too. And those are both games that I will sink tons of hours into and have a lot of fun with. And I know I'll have fun with ZA. I'll probably sink a lot of hours into it. I'm a shiny hunter, man. I'm crazy. I'm nuts. I haven't even shiny hunted in forever, but Lord knows I'll get that itch again and I'll be scratching it. I will. So, all in all, I think at the end of the day, it's just important to be an informed consumer and to really look at some of these products and go, is this at all worth any of my money? When there are other games out there that are much cheaper and show at just as much, if not more, love to them. It's just we're in that spot, I think you got to understand that you can't just buy everything that comes out just because it's a new game. I feel like that's kind of the whole like philosophy we've kind of fostered with streaming and watching other people play video games is the moment a new video game comes out that's somewhat marketable at all, it's in a ton of streamers' hands. A ton of very, I don't want to necessarily say like influential people, but they are influential. And so people are seeing these games and they're getting bought immediately. And they're getting played for like 2 hours and then they're getting cast to the side. And I know I've been there. And I don't think that's how anyone should honestly be spending their money. I think we have to be smarter and we have to be wiser. So if, I can't exactly tell you how to spend your money, but I will say that it's important to remember before you click the purchase button, like how much are you actually going to play and enjoy this product before it gets old? And is that worth, because it's a lot of money. So I hope this helped inform some of your decisions. I hope this helped shed some light on some stuff. I know it's just mostly me talking about my opinion, but maybe you share some of my opinion and you're like, okay, I understand now why I feel the way I feel. Or you're like, nah, screw this guy. Screw this guy. I'm getting Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch, and I'm having a ton of fun. And that's fantastic. If you're going to replay those games all the way through again, then more power to you. I'm glad you're excited for that. But I don't know, man. When do we say enough is enough? You know? When are they going to repackage the same game 4 times, you know? Like Skyrim. I'm just saying there's a lot of games out there that do that. So you can't even say it's just Nintendo pulling that. Because like Skyrim is like, in my opinion, one of the worst offenders of that. But like, I don't know. Nintendo's getting there. I mean, they have been there, but it's getting worse. So we'll see. I'm hoping, you know, maybe people aren't as eager to buy video games this holiday season, and Nintendo kind of sees, oh, maybe we're overpricing some of our products. And we see sort of a change from them, hopefully. I'm hoping. But who knows? I hope you guys had a ton of fun watching the Direct. It's been a few days. I've been busy with life. I love you guys a ton. I hope everyone out there that watched this whole video has a fantastic day or evening. And this is Clockie clocking out. I'll see you around.